Dandy, UMD leading Moorhead State 16-10 in this crucial NIC encounter at Griggs Field. UMD has the football, 1st and 10 in Dragon territory at the 42. And the wind at their back as it starts to rain here a little bit more. Been a weird day.
We've had sunshine, we've had rain, we've had wind all day. Evidently the official didn't like the spot of the ball.
Bulldogs remain in that power I formation. Play action fake. Moloski's got time. He throws to his short man. Kraus, he's wide open inside the 30. Another first down for UMD.
My man Dale Kraus, Minnetonka's his 4th catch on the day, and he has caught every one of them.
I'll tell you, you just can't figure that Moloski out. When you think he's going to run, he throws. When you think he's going to throw, he runs. He's doing a good job of mixing it up that time. And again, it's just that all that is just a tight end delay out in that flat area. And here it is, fake, a little play action, delays a little bit. There is nobody there to cover it.
Sure, he said the same thing about you when you played for him.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you a story about that later.
1st and 10 at the 28. Rengo changes direction, gets inside the 25. Gain of about 3 on first down.
Moloski has a lot of compassion. When I broke my leg, he had Doc Roach come out with a car, and he said, let's move play 10 yards over, and he kept on going and practically run me over with the next play. They dragged me out the field. A lot of compassion.
No respect for you.
Yeah.
But you're a better man for it, right?
Again, Dennis Ringo. He's doing a way over job. He really is.
Right now, that offensive line is making it very, very easy for UMD to gain big yardage. Rengo gained 4 on that last carry. It's 2nd down and 6. Moloski rolling out. Moloski's going to take it himself. Moloski inside the 15, down near the 10, another first down.
Again, a smart play that time by Moloski Jr. Just going out there was nobody was open. You've got a big field in front of you. You've got a couple of blockers. You've got a big boy running the ball. Go ahead and take what you can get and get as close as you can.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he was ever going to pass the ball from right off the start?
That could be. It could have been just a quarterback keeper. Either way, what UMD needs to do right now is they have to get some points on the board.
Well, they got a good opportunity. 1st and 10 at the Moorhead 12-yard line. Beach goes in motion. Inside handoff, Mike Louie inside the 10 down to about the 8.
If I'm not mistaken, Louie at Cherry played under John Zuppitz, another former UMD Bulldog and a great quarterback, I believe.
Right, and John Zuppitz, if he's listening, I correct that. John Zuppitz, a lot of the plays that he ran at Cherry were all Moloski plays. He did a lot of things that were similar, and there are a lot of hard-nosed people. We played Cherry last night, a lot of hard-nosed people from Cherry. Good football up there.
2nd down and 6, the ball at the 8-yard line. Rengo inside, big hole, touchdown!
And a big one. Fouled his blocking well, found the promised land, and UMD is nailing the coffin down.
And again, we've mentioned it over and over, Craig. Banks and Roth and Evans on that side, they're just plowing those people back. And we've got a player that's hurt on the play. Number 20.
Locker,
here it is again, just nice cut into the end zone for the score. And UMD goes up with a 12:54 left in the 4th quarter, 22-10.
Locker gave him a pretty good shot there, but Ringo was the better man for it.
Well, Dennis Rengo didn't play much in the first half, but he's come through with yeoman duty here in the 2nd half. They're going to go for 2. Rengo going in motion. Moloski rolling out. Moloski over the middle. He's got his man. Greenwood. So they go for the 2-point conversion and they get it. That makes it 24-10 UMD, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Meet the 1986 Oldsmobile lineup. Say hello to impressive quality and classic Oldsmobile styling with some of the highest technology on wheels. Enjoy the smooth quiet of an Oldsmobile ride and the special feel of the low prices on Forenzas, Calais, and Cutlass Sierras. Make your best deal now at any one of your North Country Olds Network dealers. Croquet Auto, Mike Motors, Peugeot Olds, Ruse Motors, Washke Williams Olds, Larson Olds, Sheridan Olds, Saju Motors, Simonson Olds, and Bob Lewis Olds.
I think it's the new.
Well, a ray of sunshine. UMD has taken a 24-10 lead with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And the sun kind of comes out at an opportune time with UMD leading by 14 big points with 12:54 left to go in this one.
You get the feeling that even if it wasn't shining, it would be on UMD. It's homecoming. They're ahead in a game which not a whole lot of people gave them a shot at. First place, Moorhead. Tell you what, they've taken it to them.
I think it's basically because it's Jeff Shudak's birthday.
And he's back in the football game.
That's right.
Mark Holston, the sophomore out of Stillwater, will kick it off. Back deep for the Dragons. There's Paul Faris. He's already returned one for about 35 yards, which set the Dragons up with good field position. He's joined back there by Dan Nelson, number 21, and number 31, Greg Bates.
Talked about the elements a lot. Moorhead will be right into the wind now, which will make it tough on Mr. Whipple to squeeze any Sharman in the second game.
I was hoping that would never come out today. I wasn't going to say it. Steve wasn't going to say it.
It was inevitable. It had to sooner or later. High kick. Whipple takes it on the 7. He's up to the 20. And he's off to the races. Once again. Finally dragged down by Corey Veach near midfield. The same thing he did last time. Popped it to the outside, and Veach was the only man that could stop him from scoring.
I wouldn't want Veach's job today. He's ran well, but he's made a couple game savers.
Well, see, that's a pressure spot, and that's why Mulaski has him there. If you break through the middle line, who knows whose spot it was? You don't make that tackle back there, everybody knows it's Corey Veach, but that's why he has him back there. It's a big job, and he does it well.
The Dragons need 2 touchdowns to tie, but they have the ball with good field position and plenty of time left on the clock. Handoff goes up the middle to Hendricks. Hendricks down inside the 45. Good gain on first down.
And I'll tell you what, I think that last score that UMD just had, and there's Hendricks right there, that last score that UMD had is going to be very, very important because they can give up a score, and plus when Mulaski's going for the 2 points to make it 24 to 10, they have to get a couple of scores in here.
There was a penalty flag on the play, I believe, and this might be against Moorhead State. The turnovers and penalties continue to hurt the Dragons, and Ross Forchie's got to be wondering what his players got to do here to get out of the hole.
Really been a successful day for UMD.
I feel
the offense was suspect.
Still first down.
The offense was suspect coming into the game. It's 24-10. They put points on the board. UMD has held the Dragons to obviously just 10. I'll tell you what, it's been successful all the way around.
You know, Burt Roberts has not played at all in the second half. We've got to wonder if he maybe came up with an injury or what. Back to pass, Whipple. Whipple, he's got time. He throws over the middle, intercepted by Potashnik. Potashnik with a lot of green ahead of him. Inside the 30, down to the 25. The big junior from Biwabik.
Well, I'll tell you, it's like he was out of his element that time. He looked like a garbage can on wheels flying down there, but he was in tremendous position to make that play. He's a good football player, and there he goes running off, and he's happy. Here we have it again. He goes back. Great position. He throws right there. I've got it. Here I go. Ka-chug, 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 ka-chug. Here he goes, and a little bit of slide arm. There he goes down. He's got to be happy with that.
Mr. Whipple never even saw Mr. Potashnik there.
I'm sure he did. That was just a great play by Potashnik.
Now UMD can put this game on ice with another score here. They have it 1st and 10 at the Moorhead State 26-yard line, thanks to Potashnik. Play action fake. Pass is incomplete, intended for Greenwood. Went right through his hands. The pass was on target. I don't think Greenwood was ready for it.
Hindsight is always 20/20. Dale Krause wide open in the middle.
Yeah, he was. I think what they're looking for, those plays are designed to hit that low short man because it's pretty safe. What you want to do is get that short play action to move those down linemen back a little bit. And just too bad that he didn't catch on it, but the plays like that are the ones that get intercepted and run back.
Well, Craig Potashnik gets my MVP from the defensive side of things today. He's been all over and then really comes up with that big interception. Lost the draw, goes to Veach. Veach, a big hole up the middle. He cuts right. He's out inside the 15. And Corey Veach exhibiting some good open field running for another Bulldog first down.
Strong tradition out of Hermantown. Gary Bowen likes to run, and he's running like a Hermantown running back.
However, we have a penalty flag on the play. Or that's a towel, I'm sorry.
Your first mistake in your life.
Yes.
Now we're on the same boat now.
You're leading 2-1.
Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at the Dragon 13-yard line.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Sean Newman is back in the ball game, or that's a different number. See a 60 out there. There's a replay. There he goes, cuts, keeps to his feet. Nice play.
Handoff goes to Rengo. Rengo stopped right in his tracks. Kissel made the tackle along with a host of others. Donnell, by the way, is wearing number 60. He's wearing Newman's number.
I thought they'd almost have to get him on a bed to get him here to.
Yeah, arthroscopic surgery earlier in the week. It said it went pretty well. He could be back by the end of the year, but he's not expected to be in action for a few weeks. By the way, we want to take this opportunity to plug our next football game. 2 weeks from this afternoon, Minnesota Morris. The Cougars come to town, and the Minnesota Morris went into action today, also 1-0 in the NIC, so that shapes up to be another big football game. Second down for the Dogs. Play action fake. Molosky throwing to the corner. He's got Beach there. Touchdown! Beautiful pass.
I'll tell you, that was timed just perfectly. You could see it develop the whole way. It's just a matter of if the ball was going to be there and if he was going to get his feet in bounds. There's Corey Beach from Hermantown. Just a tremendous pass by Jim Molosky Jr. Right on the money. In college, you only have to have, here it is again, you only have to have 1 foot in bounds. Ball's up, right into his hands. Tremendous play.
Corey Beach, very versatile back. He runs the ball, he catches that one. And I tell you what, it's close to turn out the lights time.
Well, there's still over 11 minutes left to go in this one, but UMD is up by 3 touchdowns. And I tell you, going into this game, if anybody told me UMD was going to win by 20 points, I'd have said they're crazy. Holston in to kick the extra point. It is now 31-10. UMD leading with plenty of time left. We'll be back with more at Griggs Field in just a moment.
St. Germain's Glass and Paint now has 2 locations to serve you better, downtown and also at the Village Mall. St. Germain's carries a complete line of Lucite exterior house and trim paint and all Lucite flat interior finishes and interior enamels. Talk to the experts at St. Germain's Glass and Paint about Lucite. Use Lucite this time, and next time will probably be a longer time coming.
Quick fix.
There are the numbers. 31-10, UMD leading Moorhead State. 11-11 left to go in this one, but UMD, for all intents and purposes, has wrapped up this football game and may go to 2-0 in the NIC, barring a small miracle here this afternoon.
You know what they always say, too? They say, well, the turf, the AstroTurf really favors a team that's quick, that has some great backs and things like that. I don't care what they say. AstroTurf favors a team that's better, that hits harder and everything else. It just makes the game a little bit quicker. But I think UMD has shown that they like this turf, and they can come back and they like to show the home fans that they're a good football team. They've certainly done that today.
Holston ready to go. He booms one. Reese takes it in the end zone. He's going to drop to an E, and the Dragons will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20, and they got a big mountain to climb. They trail this one 31-10.
Seen a lot of long punt returns today. Mr. Holston out of Stillwater didn't even give him a chance there.
I think that's probably it's got to be the best way to for your kickoff team to stop somebody from getting a big return is just kick it in the end zone, or as Molosky would say, kick the stinking thing in the stinking end zone, and that's exactly what he did. He's got a big foot too. Size 12 and a half, I believe.
Steve Whipple brings him out. He's going to have to put this ball into the air. He's got a lot of ground to make up. As I say that, he hands off the Flattable up the middle, but he's going absolutely nowhere. He ran into a UMD team meeting. Wade Preston, the initial tackler on the play.
Well, that's great if you're going to try and fool somebody, but I think you're right. So they're definitely going to have to put the ball up. I mean, that's obvious, but it's just a matter of when they do it. And there you have the football schedule. We're at 1-0 in the 12th. Minnesota Morris here the 19th, at Northern the 26th. Hope you'll be with us.
Back to pass, Whipple. Whipple going deep. Incomplete, intended for Greg Flock, but Flock has all turned around. Scheidock on the coverage.
Right now, Bulldogs secondary keeping everything in front of them. They don't want to get anything behind, and doing a very good job of it.
Final NIC game will be our final TV game November 2nd. Bemidji State comes to town, and then they will play Minnesota Morris in that Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome Classic, which has become kind of tradition around here in the last couple of years. So UMD, with a win here this afternoon, really setting themselves up as the team to beat now in the NIC. Dragons in a big hole, 3rd down and 9. Whipple back to pass to Rungs all over him. He shakes away from him, completes it to Flock for a first down, just over the 35. Once again, good composure by Whipple.
Oh, yeah, he got out of that one. Durung's had good pressure on him, steps to the side. Not only he gets out of that, but he completes a pass, and he's been doing that all day long. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Whipple getting out of some of those jams, the score might even be more lopsided than it is. Not that it's really lopsided with 31-10, but UMD definitely in command here, and they're starting to dominate.
Leaning towards lopsided.
Leaning.
Whipple, play action fake. Time, he throws, he's got his man. Heinen can't come down with it. That was a ball that should have been caught.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know how he could even have heard footsteps. There was nobody within 20 yards of him. Should have come down with that one. They could have picked up about 30 yards on that play.
Wade Preston really lowering the boom to Whipple there right after he released that ball, and I'm sure he'll remember that next time he drops back straight in the pocket.
I think he's going to be flagged for it. UMD is retreating. It might be a late hit.
Big, big hit.
So UMD getting a little overzealous maybe on defense here. It's one thing they don't want to do right now is give Moorhead some yardage the cheap way.
Well, and you know, you take a look at it too.
Roughing the passer here. That's an automatic first down.
Now you heard it.
As hard as UMD has worked today too, what you don't want to do is let them back in the ball game and have this thing to turn out to be a 31-27 or whatever it might be. Turn out to be if they get a couple of quick scores in here, because it's not indicative of how UMD has played today, and I'm sure the defense has that in mind.
Moorhead has it just in Bulldog territory at the 49, 1st and 10. Holy cow! John Durungs must have been in the huddle with him. He beat the snap, hauled down Whipple before he could even make his rollout.
Well, that's the result of a lot of stunting.
Absolutely. I mean, you have, here's John Durungs from Sandstone. You have all these people stunning, and plus Durungs, I don't know if he jumped the count or what, but he was in there kissing the guy's sister before he even turned around. And those down linemen have to pick up those stunning people. Over inside is your rule. They picked up the stunning people, but they forgot Durungs.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 13. Whipple back to pass. Once again, pressure. Durungs has it again. Durungs and Turcotte.
Well, I'll tell you, your MVP might have to have a co-winner of that award, because Durungs has been tough. I'll tell you, the whole defensive line and the secondary and the outside linebacker, everyone has played a tremendous game on defense, and Whipple is probably going to be a little bit stiff and sore tomorrow.
I tell you what, the defense can smell it, and they can, flap their ears back now, because they know Moorhead has to put it in the air, so the front four just coming. Back to pass again. This time he's got a little time. Throws it over the middle, almost intercepted again by Katashnik. 4th down.
The old garbage can on wheels
That's
nearly
right.
fueled up again.
Hey, he can move. That garbage can fly around there. I've always liked him. We mentioned before, when he was out there, he used to wear big high tops, big black high tops, just like the old days. And yeah, he's my kind of a player. You take a look at the score to 10, but actually when they got that 7 points to get it up to 10, there was a couple of big broken plays. So this defense, in my book, has given up 3 points today.
Rob Streggy into punt. Back deep, Petrich and Veach. Kick takes a hop. Veach takes it at the 25, avoids one tackle, gets a block. He's off to the races. Gets up to about the 38-yard line. Petrich with a nice block there to spring it.
Now, this is when it feels good to be a defensive player. You walked off the field. You see Raps walking off and Durungs walking off. You see they've just done a tremendous job. The offense comes on. They're pumped up. The sun's coming out. Everyone's sweat feels good. Just a great day for UMD football.
Well, now the offense is back on the field. They got to feel pretty good, too, putting 31 points on the board. They have another crack at it here. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Once again, that double tight end power I formation, which has been so successful. Rengo gets the pitch. He's trying to go left. He cuts upfield. He gets by one tackler over the 50-yard line. And Greg Bates made a touchdown-saving tackle.
He certainly did. Now, one or two things happens. If Bates didn't get a hold of him, he's going for a touchdown. That's the kind of play, though, that pops the ball loose. He grabs a hold of the ball when he goes sprung loose here. He goes right out the outside. Here we have it on replay. Right here, little pitch out. Cuts it up, right up through the seam. Looks like he's gone, and he hung on to the ball, that's pretty tough to do when you're flying down the field. He's had a good ball game today.
Nice block by Mike Louie on the play. Moloski takes it himself. He gets about 4 or 5, going right up his center's butt. That's Leon Banks, number 54. He's been on the flu bed all day.
I'll tell you, if UMD has the flu bug, I'm staying away from there. They've had some good ball players that have been down lately because of that bug. And here you see a little dejected Moorhead player, a little elated Bulldog player.
Moloski gained 5 on the play.
Moorhead's got to be wondering what they got to do here today. Come all the way over across state.
Inside handoff, Louis. Louis going to be close to a first down. Down to about the 36-yard line.
And you got to think, you have to wonder too, if this is the 4th-rated team in the NAIA, and if UMD had a little bit better game than they did 2 weeks ago against Northern Michigan, you got to wonder if that outcome might have not been a little bit different, not quite so lopsided, because UMD is just a different ball club, what we've seen here today, and also a lot different than I'm sure last week against Southwest.
Very close. I think they're going to call for a measurement here. Indeed, they will. Talk a little bit about the affiliations. Moorhead State rated 4th in the NEIA. They are affiliated with the NEIA for football. UMD, on the other hand, is NCAA Division II, so they are actually 2 separate affiliations, but in the same conference.
It always seems like it's tougher to get rated at the NCAA.
And by the nose of the football, UMD has another first down, in danger of really turning this thing into a rout. They already lead 31-10. We got 7:46 left to go in this one.
I believe we'll get this game in before the next rain squall. It's making them pretty good to the west.
I'm not even looking over there.
Moloski, pitch goes to Veach. Veach cuts inside, gets to about the 35. Bates made the tackle.
The ball carrier stopped by Bates.
Again, I'd just like to mention those linemen for UMD who have done a tremendous job. You've got Dolly, Donnell, is that right? Dolly, Donnell, Banks, Roth, Evans, and Greenwood. And I'll tell you, they've been doing a tremendous job in there blocking.
2nd down and 9 for the Dogs. Inside handoff, Louis gets the call. Louis putting his shoulder down to about the 30-yard line. It'll bring up the 2nd down and about 4 situation.
Still some pads popping down there, which does indicate the intensity level is still cranked. Lee, what about the artificial turf and adverse effects on an offense? It's really kind of, the Moorhead offense very sluggish today. You think the turf has anything to do with it?
I think UMD just took their game away from them. That's what I think has happened. The defense just said, hey, we're going to come out here and play a great game. And as we mentioned, I don't know where Roberts is, but Hendricks certainly hasn't done much this afternoon. And you can't go anywhere without those linemen blocking, and UMD's been tough.
Play action fake, Moloski all day to throw. He's got his man, Mike Louis, down to about the 15-yard line. Boy, what a fake. He had everybody fooled on that play.
They ran that play in Marshall last week, which got him an extra point. Matter of fact, that fake dive where they fake Corey Beach over the middle, and there's a little delay from Louis there, and he gets himself lost into the seams.
Louis was actually the guy who put the best fake on. He went up and over as if he was getting the football, got back up, and went out and caught the pass.
We're talking big-time fake here, I mean, if you're doing that kind of stuff.
I tell you, there's nothing but heads hanging on the near sidelines here. Moorhead State has just been thoroughly beaten up this afternoon. And we got flags here. Everybody was moving. I don't know, maybe the changed cadence even fooled some of his own players this time.
Jeff Johnson's back in the ball game, number 66. Now, I know I see that correctly. He's in. I don't know how long he's been in there, but if he's been in this series, he's doing one heck of a job.
Affectionately known as Porky. Also plays tennis, if you can believe that. A 230-pounder on the tennis court, but I tell you, he plays a pretty good game of tennis.
When he hits a winner, he hits a winner.
Well, it's probably the other guy's having a hard time concentrating on the ball because the whole court is vibrating. But
Shift in the backfield here.
I don't play tennis. I don't like those type of games. Not that I'm not mobile.
Maybe we should play sometime then.
I like games where you don't have to react real quick, like swimming.
Might have been a case where Jeff Johnson, who's been battling that flu bug, just said to Jim Moloski, hey, we're winning, it's fun out there, let me get in there.
Well, if he suited up, he might as well play. I mean, have a little bit of fun. get ready for next week.
Jeff Scheidock missed the entire first half. He was listed as doubtful with the flu, but he suited up, and he's seen quite a bit of action here in the second half as well.
And if they were indeed covering up for Scheidock, but I did see a lot of blitzing even when Scheidock was in there. I'd like to see a lot more of that even next week, although you can bet that the scouts picked that up for Morris next week. And there you see it, October 12th. October 19th is the next game we'll be televising, 1:30 against Minnesota Morris. And that should be a good ball game.
Minnesota Morris with that high-powered passing attack with Dale Mayer at the helm. He's an All-American candidate, and I'll tell you, he can put 300, 400 yards through the air before you know it hits you. Bemidji State on November 2nd will be our fourth and final football game here on 10 and 13. Bemidji State with a pretty good outfit. They lost 14-7 to Moorhead last week. UMD with it, 1st and 10 at their own 19. Back to pass is Molaski. He scoots it out there to Veach. He spins away from one tackler and gets down to about the 10-yard line.
It's got to be frustrating for, for Moorhead's defense. And it's got to be frustrating for Moorhead's offense. They're standing on the sidelines watching everything going on. And that's what is indicative of a Molaski football team. You get the ball, you get the lead. We're not going to give up either one.
You know, when the cheerleaders from Moorhead State have stopped cheering, you know that it's a real dejection.
That's it, right there.
Handoff goes to Veach. Veach doesn't get much, maybe a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4 or 5. He has to get inside the 5 for a 1st down. But at this time, I think UMD is just content to run as much time off the clock as they can. Tonight on Channels 10 and 13, here's our lineup. Hollywood Beat at 7 o'clock, followed by Lime Street, the season premiere of that, followed by everybody's favorite, The Love Boat, and the Action News Weekend Report at 10. Be sure to stay with us. Jim Molaski takes it himself all the way down into the end zone. No, he's in. Touchdown. Jim Molaski on the sneak.
And some people probably are booing at that, but I'll tell you, all you have to do is break the play and have possession of the ball. It doesn't matter if you fumble after that or not. And he did a great job. He's a big, tough kid. He kept on. He's limping a little bit, but I'm sure he'll run that off. Just a tremendous job by Jim Molaski Jr., a sophomore. He's got a lot ahead of him. Here you see right here, he keeps driving. He's broken the plane right there. The ball comes out. Doesn't make any difference because you've got yourself a score. UMD goes up right now 37-10, and some people are going to ooh and ah when they see this score.
Well, I guarantee you the people back in Fargo Moorhead are going to be surprised. Holston adds on another point. It is 38-10. UMD leading Moorhead State. 4:16 left to go, and we'll be back at Griggs Field in just a moment.
In attorney Doug Kelly's other life, Everest is the top. And the hours preparing here in Minnesota are matched by hours studying snow varieties, translations of the Chinese attempts, even Tibet's political climate. Every winning strategy relies on information. That's why we're your first bank for financial information, because it's people with information who are coming in first.
Coming in first.
38-10, UMD will be sole possession of first place, or at least have a share of it, depending on what Minnesota Morris does this afternoon, but thoroughly, in every way, shape, and form, beaten up on the Moorhead State Dragons here this afternoon.
You want to talk about giving a ball club a lift. They came off of 2 weeks ago. I'll tell you, there was nothing more humiliating that some of those ball players were talking about than getting beat that much, and especially being televised on TV. They certainly have redeemed themselves today.
Holston, good kick, drives Bates 2 yards deep in the end zone. He goes down to one knee. Moorhead State will try again with 4:16 left to go, but I think the issue has pretty much been settled. 38-10 UMD. And I'll tell you, scoring 38 points against this tough Moorhead State team, I'll tell you the pollsters are definitely going to be looking at themselves a little funny next week, too.
At first they were rated 8th, and next time I turned around they were rated 4th, so there's some adjustments that were made there, too. And I don't know, maybe it's because they went on to their 4-4 a little bit more, but again, credit Molaski, he's the one that said, I'm not going to do anything different, let them do something different. They did, and Molaski did what good for him.
We'll see if Whipple puts it in the air. Yes, indeed, he's back to pass. He's got time. He's going long over the middle. It's going to be incomplete.
Jeff Scheidock had that one in the crosshairs. A special thanks once again to Zenith Roofing and Sheet Metal for providing our boom truck. Just an excellent job, and we thank everybody down at Zenith Roofing and Sheet Metal for that. Also, our special thanks to the Lester Park Golf Course for use of a vehicle we've had on the sidelines, which is indeed a golf cart with a cameraman on top of it, which was better enable us to give you a sideline shot.
Here's a good look at him right there.
Fine job again all the way around today.
Whipple brings him out, 2nd and 10. Whipple's just going to take it himself. He saw Jim Molosky with the sneak. He says, hey, I can do that too. Gains about 7 on the play.
The only thing is he doesn't have to pick up about 20 points. I mean, he does have to pick up 20, and Jim did 28 to be exact.
Well, I think right now Moorhead State would just want to get out of here, get into the locker room, get a hot shower, and get on their merry old way, because I tell you, they have been beaten in every way, shape, and form this afternoon. We got Steve Mall, number 32, and Dave Flatabo, number 23, as the running backs. Whipple scrambling, and he's going to go down. Mark Blake sacks him for a loss of a couple on the play. The big sophomore out of Duluth Central, and he's had himself a pretty good football game. Mark Blake plays center. He's a backup center on offense, and has been shifted into the defense because of some injuries and some illnesses, and he's played quite well. Won himself a job at defensive end last week. Greenwood moved out of the defensive end spot and went to tight end, and Brake has been doing more than yeoman duty there at right defensive end. 4th down and 5. Whipple back to pass. Whipple has his man. Complete to Davenport, or Carpenter rather.
Now you're going to look for probably a lot more yardage being taken up by Moorhead, because we've got what's called a marooner defense in there. You've got some different people. You've got Olson, Beaupre. You've got Peterson, Elliott, Ogren, Amundsen, Newbert, Knowlton, Sheehan. Some different people. I hope I've gotten everybody, or just about everybody, but that's basically the 2nd team defense in there, and Petrich is back at a safety.
Well, Moorhead did get a 1st down. Whipple back to try for more. It's going to be picked off by Petrich. Petrich inside the 35. He's still on his feet inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. And if Danny Don was with us, he could sing now, because it is over.
A lot of folks out the Greenway Coleraine direction. Bo V, happy with that young man's career there, and obviously well on his way to another fine athletic career here at UMD.
And there he is picking the ball off. He knows what to do with it when he gets a hold of it, too. He's a good runner. He broke one off last week. Just a tremendous athlete, just about everything he does. And he told me that he wore that gold shirt on purpose.
Jim Molosky will win career win number 171. Just keeps putting numbers on the board as the winningest active coach among Division II coaches. The play you're referring to about Petrich, by the way, that 85-yard kickoff return against Southwest State. The special teams, of course, had such a big game last week, but Mike Petrich, not too many freshmen step right in and contribute here at UMD, but he is one of the few.
He certainly is. Molosky likes to get those good athletes.
Got delay a game here. Still 1st down.
Delay a game, so the clock won't start now until the snap of the ball. 2:22 remaining. UMD definitely in control.
Steve Craigseth, number 14, in there at quarterback now. A few other new people. Hand off. Craigseth's going to take it himself, and he's down to the 10-yard line. I tell you, I think he was scared. He didn't realize how much open field he had there.
He gave his old man a shot there about 5 yards into that run. He bounced off a man trying to create some interference with him. Turned out he didn't need it. Had he not, maybe he had that, he would have had 6.
Also in there, Paul Bretting, number 28 at running back. Here's another look at it.
There's a shot right there. I believe it was Greenwood.
Well, he had goosebumps anyway. Looked like he was sure shocked.
Jeff Coombe, number 32, Mark Knocksheim, number 25, all in there, because everybody's going to get a chance to play here this afternoon. Handoff goes to Bretting. Bretting inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
We're getting back to Craigseth, the senior from St. Louis Park. We talked about the officiating today. Steve's dad, Norm Craigseth, a referee in the National Football League, big time there. Norm Craigseth will be inducted into the Hall of Fame here locally. I believe it's in a couple days.
The Arena Hall of Fame on Tuesday night. Paul Bredding, by the way, a sophomore out of Ashland, Wisconsin. His first action this afternoon. Ashland, of course, producing some pretty good football players in recent years.
Or Dockertown.
Division II state champion team of a year ago.
Go, Dave! Go, baby, go!
Pitch goes to Bredding once again. Bredding trying to get outside. He's not going to make it. He's pounded out of bounds at about the 9-yard line.
Took a shot in doing so, too.
Well, they always tell you, get out there, if they're stringing it out, just turn it up and get whatever you can. You know, so it's really nice also for some of these other kids to get in here and play. They've been practicing hard all week, and that's probably been the team that is probably running Moorhead's plays all week. They have a big playbook design. They hold the book up, you take a look at it, you run Moorhead's plays all week long. So it's nice for some of these kids to get out there and play some ball for UMD for a change instead of playing Moorhead plays all week.
Well, we're inside 40 seconds left to go in this one. UMD knocking on the door again. Craigseth rolling out. Craigseth has his man. That's Bredding down to about the 3-yard line. Clock continues to run. I don't know if they're going to get another play off or not. Rub salt in the wounds here, but they certainly are in a position to put 6 more points on the board.
Of course, excuse me, it's not really, well, I don't think they are, but you run your second team in there, you score, but what a tremendous ball game for UMD today.
That's going to be it. Jim Miloski, a class guy, is not going to run the score up. He's going to let the clock run down, and a very, very happy bunch of UMD Bulldogs getting together with a very dejected bunch of Moorhead State Dragons. But a heck of a football game, and UMD goes to 2-0 in the NIC, and they have to be really the perennial powerhouse, the team to beat down the road. We're going to be back at Griggs Field in just a moment after this timeout. You're in tune to Bulldog Football 85.
What's black and white and red all over? We'll show you. This new Toshiba copier makes crisp, clear, edge-to-edge copies. But with just one touch, it changes color to make crisp, clear, edge-to-edge copies in red, or blue, or brown. Toshiba's Chroma Touch copier, the copier that changes color. Presto, changeo. And that's big news.
Available at Collier Business Equipment in Duluth and Mesabi Office Equipment in Hibbing.
That sky's about ready to open up in a downpour. Now, ordinarily, that rain wouldn't be a threat, but this roof leaks. That means thousands of dollars worth of damage if left unrepaired. Fortunately, Zenith Roofing and Sheet Metal was called in time. Whether it's roof repair or roof replacement, Zenith Roofing can solve your roofing problems, from neighborhood schools, industrial and commercial businesses, to the equally important smaller projects. For your sheet metal, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and roofing needs, call Zenith Roofing and Sheet Metal.
Well, welcome back to Griggs Field. A very, very happy UMD bunch of Bulldogs as they make a successful homecoming out of the game this afternoon, trouncing Moorhead State 38-10. I think a score that a lot of people in no way expected to see this afternoon. I think they expected a good, hard-hitting football game, a close battle, but UMD really blowing it away in the third quarter from a 16-10 lead to a 38-10 victory. It's really kind of a surprise, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. We mentioned at the opening some of the things that UMD had to do to win. They had to control the linebackers. They obviously did that. They had to control the line of scrimmage. They had to get a good game out of the 2 freshmen. They got that. UMD just dominated a couple of plays in the late in the second quarter. Let them off the hook a little bit. They came right back. Got the pendulum swinging their way again. They just did a great job and dominated. And it's real easy for those backs to run when they get some holes like that.
Of course, you can't really dwell on it anymore. You can say, okay, we did our job against Moorhead, pat ourselves on the back, but you really got to get ready. There's 4 more big conference games ahead. Next week they go on the road to play Winona, a team that has some strong tradition, won a championship a couple of years ago, but really hasn't done much in the last couple of years. But they've got an away game coming up, and of course Minnesota Morris in here in 2 weeks, and right now it's shaping up to be a very interesting NIC race.
Well, it's awful hard to imagine when you think of NIC. You know, you haven't played, any team in the NIC hasn't played much, and you're already talking about a championship here. I think a lot of people thought UMD might have their hands in somebody else's destiny after today, but now Moorhead State is a team with that's going to have to hope for somebody to knock off UMD. Jim Miloski I think, outcoached Ross Fortier today.
Okay, well, we sure hope you enjoyed our ball game here this afternoon. We want to make a special thanks once again to Zenith Roofing and Sheet Metal for providing the boom truck. And